that spot right now.
Yeah.
Passing him, I think. Yep, just passed him.
Welcome back to the 3M Performance 400 at Michigan International Speedway, NASCAR Sprint Cup Series action. Kyle Busch is our leader. He is now just taking the lead a little. He had not led until lap 143 today, although it had been the Carl Edwards show. We told you that the day was about bubble drivers. There were drivers from 6th back to 13th, separated by 148 points. Jeff Gordon is in the garage area getting his car repaired. You see Casey Kane is headed to the garage area. He is back. And the big gainers now, David Reagan, who began today 14th in points, is just now sitting 57 points out of the chase. And the driver who's in jeopardy of moving out, well, Mike's standing by with him.
And of course, that's Casey Kane, Doc. Coincidentally, he's parked right next to Jeff Gordon here in the garage area. What happened?
Just something with the engine. I don't know what it was. It started smoking a little inside the car. Then lost a ton of power and had to pit. So we brought it in. They're fixing it. I think what they can fix. I think we lost a cylinder somewhere, but we'll get it fixed up. We'll try to finish the race and get the most points we can. We hardly ever have engine problems, so it's kind of a weird thing, but the engine shop always does a great job with our Budweiser Dodge.
You mentioned getting as many points as you possibly can. There's only 3 regular season races to go. You're pretty much right on that bubble. What's that like?
We're right on the bubble for sure, and you know, we were sitting good coming in here, sitting in a good spot, and we're probably about 12th now, I'd imagine, but we can still do it. We have a good team, a good car. We just have to finish these races, and if we do that, we'll be all right.
And Doc, Casey Kane's math's pretty good. Right now, he is 12th.
He finished 7th at Bristol back in the spring. It has been a good racetrack for him. Bristol, California, and Richmond coming up. But, boy, you don't want to be there where you have to run that well. You have to be able to take care of yourself. I'd like to go into Bristol knowing you can't really mess up your car. You got to get a good finish.
Yeah, and, you know, we talk about certain racetracks being tracks that are kind of wild card because things happen. This just shows you it can happen anywhere. Anything can happen with these, and you have to perform each and every week because everybody else is going to, and it just shows this is going to come down to Richmond in just a few weeks.
Kyle Busch, 8 wins in 2008. A total of 16 wins in NASCAR, 8 in Cup, 6 in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and 2 in the Truck Series. Carl Edwards is 2nd, Greg Biffle 3rd, David Reagan in 4th position, and the 83 car of Brian Vickers is 5th, right in front of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Let's check in the Vickers pits.
Well, Doc, Brian Vickers 5th right now. You know, he started on the pole, led some laps, but he was just radioing into his crew saying he's losing power on this straightaway. They're definitely not as fast as they have been all race long, so it's something he's keeping an eye on as they continue to fall back just a little bit.
You know, how many times have we seen Jimmy Johnson's team have a problem, get a lap down, and luck falls their way, and they come back and contend to win the race? Well, today, they haven't had that luck. Remember, Johnson had to pit under green after that contact with Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart. It put Johnson a lap down for the longest time. He was the first car 1 lap down. And then these green flag pit stops happened. Now he's like the 13th or 14th car 1 lap down because of the green flag pit stops that spread the field. And Andy, for Chad Knaus, he just got to be saying, it's just not my day.
Yeah, he is, Alan, but there is something good that can come out of this. If they can keep running here for a while, he can make up some spots. If the caution comes out, there's only 19 cars on the lead lap, and this 48 car is better than most of those. So he would gain a lot of spots and then maybe put himself back in position. But he's going to have a break. You're right. It's just not falling his way.
Andy, I tell you what, you're exactly right when it comes to that. But Jail, I want to talk to you about one thing. You remember, buddy, we used to put a set of brand new tires in these cars. You go out for the first couple laps and it sticks like crazy and just flies. Remember that?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Kyle Busch, I've been watching him from between lap 141 and 149. This guy just took off on those 2 tires, pulled away about 2.32 seconds in the field. Now it's up to 3.25 seconds. But as you notice now, the times are starting to stabilize between him and Edwards just a little bit. I'm pretty impressed how hard he drove that car to get away from these guys. And that's a good feel, man, when you got them new tires, you know.
That's a great feeling. You're exactly right. But what's going to happen here is he runs on some more laps. That 99 has been the best car on the longer run. So did Kyle Busch abuse those tires? We've thought that before, and he just seemed to keep building on his lead. It'll be interesting to see here, though, if Carl Edwards is able, as he's sideways right there. Wow. Looks like his car might be a little bit loose, but Rusty, that 18 car, they've been adjusting on that car, and it looks like they've got it where Kyle Busch likes it right now.
He's liking it right now. There's no doubt about that. But if you talk about loose, hey, that 99 just won the award for big-time loose. And you know, we talked earlier in the year about how these guys can get these things sideways, and that rear wing seems to straighten them out. Let's take a look at this replay right here, because, guys, that was smoking sideways. Take a look at that, DJ.
Man, we were on him, and then we got getting ready to get, wow. Now that, look, I'm telling you, that's a lot more sideways than what that even looks right there. If you could see that head on, or be where Carl's sitting, I can assure you that's way sideways. And we can see him in the next shot, his hands were turning more right through turns 3 and 4 than they were to the left.
Yeah, this is a good angle right here. Let's take a look at it one more time. Whoa, look at that baby step out on him. Good job of gathering it back up. But now, look, because of that, Kyle Busch now is to pull out to a 4.4 second lead. This cat right now is color me gone, this 18 car is.
Hey, Rusty, whenever you get a car that sideways, it takes a lap or two to come back, doesn't it?
Well, after you clean your shorts out a little bit, you lose your breath a little bit, and finally you get gathered back up in the wheel, and your crew chief says, okay, baby, get back up and ride that thing. Clear your head out now. Hit your marks.
Jeff Burton trying to move his way. Remember, Jeff Burton, who's had a couple of abysmal finishes the last couple of weeks, moved back to 5th in the points. Our Wrangler telemetry shows you that Jeff is running really well, moving in on the 17 car. He's 9th right now. He has caught Kenseth and Hamlin. Catching them is one thing, though. Is he going to be able to get by? Remember, there is one more pit stop, which will come around lap 180 to 182.
See how these guys barely go back to the throttle in the middle of the corner, and they have to really squeeze it down smoothly. They can't just stab the throttle here when these tires get some laps on.
Yeah, they just don't have the downforce back there to help them out, and that's been the biggest difference with these cars, is these guys have really had to baby the throttle. We see him racing the 17, who we've heard talk about how loose his car was. A big improvement for the 11 car and Denny Hamlin right there, as we see Matt Kenseth trying to go around Denny Hamlin, but that's been a huge improvement, as they were running back in the mid-30s earlier in this race as they started back there, but didn't seem like they were going forward, but now they have righted things and got themselves in the top 10.
You guys referred to the fact that you want to roll in or squeeze into the throttle. Be very careful, as slippery as this racetrack is. There's Casey Mears, and we've got some cameras where you can actually watch what he does with his feet in the floorboard.
Now this is a good shot right here. You'll be able to see he can run it wide open down in the corner. Gets on that brake. He's using quite a bit of brake. He's a left foot braker. So he has to go back to that. So, whoa, he's just having to play with that throttle a little bit. Especially right up under the, whoa, and they have to get out of it just a little bit right there with the 0-0.
Yeah, that's a great shot right there showing. And this racetrack used to be with the older cars that you could really hammer that throttle a lot more when you had that downforce. We're able to do that. We'll watch him here down in turns 3 and 4 as he tries to go back to the throttle. A little bit of brake there, back to the throttle. Now you're wanting to get to, you say you have to play with that throttle. You're not wanting to. It's just something that you have to do or you're going to spin out.
What tells you that you can't mash it all the way down?
The feeling in your pants. Yeah.
Yeah, you could have your hands full and your pants full if you don't squeeze it real easy coming in and coming off. Right now, they've got their hands full of 23-year-old Kyle Busch trying to get win number 9. And after getting win number 8 with a dominating performance a week ago at Watkins Glen, Kyle Busch sweeping the road races. Yeah, how good is this kid already?